Yeah?
Yeah.
Right, my number 3 then is Luftrausers by Vlambeer. I played it on PC. This is it's not biplane game. It's a plane shooting game. But you've seen the footage of this and stuff, haven't you? Yeah. So Vlambeer, the Dutch guys that made Ridiculous Fishing. They made Super Crate Box. They're making a game called Nuclear Throne, which is on early access at the moment, which is like a roguelike sort of top-down shooter, which looks really good. They have an amazing skill in making games feel really good. They do most of their work in 2D and kind of with old-fashioned mechanics, but they spruce them up and do them in new ways. But they make their games feel really satisfying to play. Every single one of their games I've played is like this, and Luftrausers is definitely that. It's kind of done in this, almost looks like Game Boy graphics, I'd say, but with a sepia tint. You're supposed to be like a daredevil fighter pilot from World War II era. And basically the whole game is a sub comes up from the water, launches you into the sky, and you fly around shooting all the different stuff that's in the sky, the different planes, the boats that are underneath. Everything that you kill adds to your multiplier. And you've just got to try and keep... This is standard stuff, right? You've got to try and keep your multiplier up, get your score as high as possible, and before you die. It's one life and then you're done. Where it has an ingenious mechanic, though, the first of a few of those, is that your plane is not a one hit and death vehicle. It can take a little bit of damage, and it shows that damage by almost like a spotlight getting smaller onto your plane. I guess that's how it works. And the only way you can recover your damage is by letting go of the fire button. So most 2D shooters, you hold fire the whole time, but here you need to let go in order to heal, basically. So the whole game becomes this kind of... I mean, this is all happening very quickly, but this kind of race of almost these planes and missiles and stuff chasing you, and if you're getting hit or you've bashed through a few things, you're low on health, you've got to stop firing back to clear enough space to get your health back. So there's that constant tension running through it. It controls in a kind of unusual way. It actually reminds me of this game that I used to play as a kid called Biplanes, which I think was a rip-off of another game from even before that, but who knows what anything is when you're like 8 years old. But unlike most 2D shooters where you move it the way you're facing or whatever, up moves your plane forward, and then you can kind of spin. So, but every time you press up, you boost. So you're kind of almost cartwheeling through the sky here. And it's kind of unwieldy, but it's a really clever control system, because you do get the hang of it quite quickly, and it makes it hard, but just in a kind of really freewheeling way, just very well designed. And the whole, while you're playing, challenges come up, like kill 8 planes, smash 10 things without getting hit. These types of challenges coming up, you complete those and you level up, and every time you level up, you get a new piece of kit, basically. It can be a new weapon, it can be a new armor type, or a new type of hull, basically, for want of a better word. One of 3 things. You go into the hangar, and you can just basically build a new craft using these 3 options. So say you choose, first you have normal bullets. I'm going to switch it to, I've just unlocked a laser. I've just unlocked a body that can go underwater and not crash, and I've unlocked harder armor. And every new build that you make, the plane looks different. It has its own... Every single build, I think there's 125 builds you can make, has its own name. And not only that, amazingly, and I have no idea how it does this, but every single build has its own music. So there's this theme that runs through the game, which is a really good tune. But every build that you make has a different... I don't know enough about music to even describe it properly. It puts a different track on the tune, so it might take something away and add something else, and then you change one thing and it's put that thing back and change something else. So every single time it has its own soundtrack. I've never seen that before anywhere. It's brilliant. And the game itself is just an absolute riot. Brilliantly fast and frantic and fun. Trying to keep your multiplier up is is really hard. It has the kind of sense of humour that the rest of their games have, kind of daft. I like daft humour. You end up fighting kind of weird enemies, and these huge battleships and blimps appear, and the whole thing's the stuff. I saw someone else, I think. Someone else on another podcast, I can't remember which one, kind of described their work like they're almost like a garage band. You know, they're riffing and throwing stuff out there, and that's kind of a bit harsh on the skill and level of design that they put into their work, but they definitely have that kind of attitude to just putting stuff out there in different genres and with different vibes. And really, really impressed. Just a tremendously fun game. It's got leaderboards and everything like that. Hard, but it's just constantly one more go. And I played it on PC, but it's out on Vita, and I think that was probably going to be the place where it finds most success, because it just seems perfect for that console. I haven't played that version yet, but it does seem perfect for it.